Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure for me to be here and introduce this program. You know, we've all been exposed to the students, the opera students at CU who come here every year, and I learned today a lot more about the process that an opera singer goes through to get to a point of the highest level of performance. And so today we're going to be seeing that next level of performance, and I'll let Greg tell all about that. But it's my pleasure to introduce Greg Carpenter, and I want to give just a little bit of background about him. He's actually just the 4th General Director of Opera Colorado. He guides both the artistic and the operational or administrative side of the business, and has been the General Director since 2007. Previous to that, he was in a very important position, which was the fundraising arm of that organization from 2004 to 2007. Prior to joining Opera Colorado, he was with the National Symphony Orchestra at the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. I think you'll see that we're really lucky to have Greg in Denver here. From 86 till 1998, Greg performed as a professional opera singer in such places as the Glimmerglass Opera, Central City Opera, Sarasota Opera, Opera Theater of Northern Virginia, Cleveland Opera, and Lyric Opera of Cleveland. There are a couple of performers who aren't here today, and I asked him if maybe he was going to perform, but he decided that he would not. Someday we'd like to hear that, Greg. He is also, or has served on the board of directors for Opera America. He currently serves in that position, the National Service Organization for the opera industry. In 2009, Greg received a Livingston Fellowship Award in Leadership from Bonfils Stanton Foundation. He also serves as a judge for auditions and competitions, and he received his bachelor degree in music in vocal performance at Wittenberg University, a Master of Music degree in vocal performance from Michigan State University, and he completed postgraduate studies at the University of Maryland School of Music. It's my pleasure to introduce to you Greg Carpenter.
Thanks, Jim. It's a pleasure to be here to talk very little about Opera Colorado, so we have plenty of time for the singers to perform for you, but also to say thank you to Rotary for the amazing work you do in our community. It's organizations like this that make Denver a great place to live, so thank you. Probably the most sexy or most visible side of Opera Colorado is what we do 2 blocks down the street here at the Ellie Calkins Opera House. Our major grand opera productions there. This season will be opening on March 15th with Verdi's Rigoletto. You'll hear a piece from that today. And on May 3rd, we'll open with Carmen, which is probably one of the most popular operas of all time. Even if you've not been to an opera, you will have heard something from Carmen in a commercial or in a movie, things like that. But that's sort of the glamorous, sexy side of Opera Colorado. The side of Opera Colorado that is one of my favorites is what we do out in the community, not just what we do down here at the Opera House. Each year, through our community and education programs, we serve over 37,000 students of all ages. About 27,000 of those students are K through 12, and the other 10 is typically adult education programs that we do. We go anywhere from Cheyenne, Wyoming, all the way to the Western Slopes with these programs. At the heart of that are the Opera Colorado Young Artists. These are singers who have in most cases, just completed their master's degree in vocal performance, and they're trying to find that bridge, you might say, between the academic world and the professional world of opera. Each year we get about 500 applicants for 5 positions. Look at the odds there. We weed that down to about 150 people that we actually hear in an audition. They have 8 minutes to show us what they can do. And from that 8-minute audition, we select 5 lucky singers to be here between 5 and 7 months out of the year. These singers are out in the community doing things like our tour shows of Romeo and Juliet and the Barber of Seville. And then they have the extraordinary opportunity also to take part in our main stage operas. So if you come and see our productions of Rigoletto and Carmen, you will see them in some of the smaller roles, and that valuable experience that they get out of standing next to some of the metropolitan stars that we have with us during the seasons, and the exceptional experience of that mentorship between the people who have been out there in the business for years and these up-and-coming stars of the future is an amazing part, I think, of what we do here at Opera Colorado. So, without further ado, I'm going to have the young artists of Opera Colorado present a little program this afternoon with, shall we say, a little bit of a Valentine's Day theme. And at the end of that, you'll have about 5 minutes or so for some questions and answers with the team. Thank you.
Good afternoon. This first piece is Caro Nome from Verdi's Rigoletto, and indeed, I am a soprano and I die at the end.
Good afternoon. My name is Jared Guest, and I am a baritone. And as Jim mentioned earlier, we often get the shaft a lot of the times. This next piece I will be singing is from Donizetti's The Elixir of Love, and I will be singing Come paride vezzoso. My character, the baritone, as you can tell, is named Belcore, and he is devilishly handsome and exceedingly arrogant. And the show starts with the simple but very passionate tenor being desperately in love with the well-educated and beautiful soprano. And what could stop this happy reunion other than, of course, the baritone? So Belcore comes onto the scene and sees how beautiful that Adina is, and realizes, well, I'm perfect, and she's perfect, so clearly we're perfect together. And that's sort of the gist of this aria, Come paride vezzoso.
Good afternoon. I am Benjamin Sieverding, and I am the bass, and I'm from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Now, the bass, you may have noticed, was not mentioned earlier because we are often not the love interest. We are often somebody's father or the villain of the piece. But today, I'm going to sing a popular tune from Swing Time called The Way You Look Tonight to show you that basses are indeed capable of great love. tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never ever change, keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you, and the way you look tonight. With each kiss, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose touches my foolish heart. Lovely, never change, keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it, 'cause I love you, and the way you look tonight, just the way you look tonight, just the way you look tonight.
And I realize I failed to introduce myself. I'm Colleen Jackson, by the way, the soprano young artist. Another dying soprano role I'll be singing. It happens all the time. Sempre Libera from Verdi's La Traviata. This is a little bit of a different kind of love than you experienced with Gilda. Violetta's actually questioning whether she should go for love because it's something foreign to her, and she's just now experiencing these new feelings and isn't quite sure how to approach them. So enjoy.
Sola,
And I believe this will be our last number for you today. And you'll notice it is not from an opera, but from one of our beloved classic musical theater pieces, Cinderella by Rodgers and Hammerstein. This is the point in the show where the prince, once again, first sees Cinderella coming into the ball, walking down the staircase, and falls head over heels in love with her. This is 10 minutes ago.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Charity Kepke. I am the Director of Education and Community Engagement for Opera Colorado, and I'm also the lucky lady who gets to be the Director of the Opera Colorado Young Artists. It is the best job in the world. I want to give one more round of applause to someone who gets maybe not as much flash and bang applause as they do, but we couldn't do anything without him. Please give Taylor Baldwin a big round of applause. So we have time for just a few questions, but what I want to do first is just have them go down the line and tell you their names, where they're from, and where they got their degrees from as well.
I'm Taylor Baldwin. I'm originally from Virginia. I got bachelor's of of music, piano performance from Radford University, and a master's in orchestral conducting and collaborative piano from University of Tennessee, Knoxville.
Once again, as if you could forget, my name is Jared Guest. I'm the baritone young artist. I'm from Orlando, Florida. I did my bachelor's degree at the, Florida State University, national champions. My master's at the University of Houston Moores Opera Center.
Again, I am Colleen Jackson. I'm originally from Jacksonville, Florida. I also did my bachelor's of music in voice performance at Florida State University. And I had the pleasure of moving to Colorado about 3.5 years ago. And I did my master's of music in voice performance at the University of Northern Colorado in Greeley.
I'm Benjamin Sieverding, originally from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I did my undergraduate work at South Dakota State University in Brookings, and I did my master's work and subsequent postgraduate work at the University of Michigan. Go blue, not green, Greg.
And I'm originally from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I got my undergrad and my grad from the University of New Mexico, and I was with the Santa Fe Opera for about 7 years before I was lucky enough to find a place with Opera Colorado, and I've been here for around 7 years right now as well. So, questions. What do you want to know?
We have time for 2.
Okay.
If that's all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
How are the acoustics in here? Compared to what we get at schools when we're singing in cafeterias, it's great. Anyone else have a question? The mission and purpose behind our education programs was the question. Our mission and purpose for education is enrolled in all of the mission of Opera Colorado. We believe that education is a component in everything that we do, and it's to educate and entertain and enrich the lives of our audiences in Colorado, regardless of their age. We believe that opera is a real conduit to true human emotion. And opera shows those emotions in such big ways. It often will connect with kids, especially when people aren't thinking that it's going to. The 2 shows that we tour into schools are the Barber of Seville and Romeo and Juliet, like Greg said. And it's amazing to watch their responses. We even have little bitty preschoolers that will come and sit through a 45-minute performance without wiggling. That's saying something right there. So we really believe that opera is meant to teach people about the human condition, and it does it in such an amazing way. We're so proud that we can be a part of making that happen.
This was magnificent. Would you all join me? We have a